We did not ask permission. We did not get permits. We were not invited. And we are here to reclaim what is ours.
Hi, Janae. Just so you know, I built this monument. A lot of people forget that, see, when Dr. King wrote the letter from the Birmingham jail in 1963, that march was called the Children's March. And if you think about it, a lot of folks forget this. It was the children who was doing the marching because the adults were afraid to lose their jobs and go to jail. So the children were ditching school, jumping from the age of 4 all the way up to 21, 23. King said, don't worry about your children, they'll be okay. And they led the march.
I was just thinking, you know, you said that the kids would ditch school. That's the same thing they did for, like, Black Lives Matter.
Absolutely.
And it's scary. It's a good thing, but it's scary that we may have to, like, add on and be like, you know, this is the next, like...
Well, you know what? The thing is that it hasn't changed.
We come here every year for the celebration of Dr. King. And we celebrate every voice in this city, every voice in this state. And I look at the face of children, and I'm reminded of the promise we owe to them to not only show up on Martin Luther King Day, but to live the ideas and values of Dr. King every day of our lives. And so we thank you all for being here. We thank you for celebrating the ideas of Dr. King. And we thank you for being peace-loving, equality-loving people. God bless you all.
Hold developers accountable to the affordable housing.
I didn't hear about you until like Wednesday or Thursday, so I put feelers out. But listen, let's all do this together. Because Dr. King, he was all about peace. He was a radical.
Right now, we're not on that stage and we were speaking. So if this is an opportunity to cease our voice, we're not willing to cease our voice. If we're not going to enter the stage, we're going to continue doing what we were doing.
What I'm saying is...
We would be happy to talk to you afterwards.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay.
So there's not an opportunity to speak?
No, I can't do that right now.
Okay. Thank you.
Marade is a hybrid of two words. March, which means to demonstrate. Parade means to celebrate. That's where the arade comes from. As you can see, there's very few spectators on the sideline because everyone is supposed to join in with us.
My name's Amy Brown. I'm co-lead of Black Lives Matter to Beaty. We are protesting what has been co-opted. This has turned into a hollow display. We have officials speaking at the feet of Dr. King who are criminalizing blackness with their votes, who are criminalizing homelessness with their votes, who are gentrifying this city so that black and brown people can no longer live here. These are just a few of the examples of why these people have no right to stand, let alone speak at the feet of that king.
So protest. Dr. King would be all for that. Exercise your First Amendment right. Dr. King would be all for that. I would just rather them do it by coming to us first so we can make it happen for them. Because if they don't let us make it happen, their voice isn't going to be heard.
Why is Michael Marshall dead? 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 Which side are you on now? Which side are you on? Which side are you on now? Which side are you on? Which side are you on?
It's been long awaited, and I'm glad that you guys are here today. I really am. And I'd like to introduce Amy Brown to you all. The mayor's not here.
The Black Lives Matter family was hoping greatly to be able to address the mayor of this city, for whom salary we cover. And yet, as we spoke and exercised our First Amendment right to speak, Black women speaking at the feet of Dr. King, our mayor turned his back and left. Mayor Hancock, will you honor Dr. King beyond your poetic words this morning? Will you honor Dr. King by immediately releasing the tapes showing the Denver Sheriff's deputies brutally murdering Michael Marshall? And as long as you refuse to lead, we what?
All the energy we have here today has to be programmed and processed. What I want all of us to do is make sure you get registered. Make sure today you get registered. Make sure you get registered. Then make sure you go to the polls and vote. You don't change things because you knock on the door. You got to go through the door. But understand one thing. Took a long time to get a black mayor in a Colorado where we are 12% of the population. One thing we always want to do is respect the one that leads us. I don't know when I'll have an opportunity to do this again. I've gotten old, but I'm not so old I don't know. We need each other.